Welcome to season 2 of the podcast with, you guessed it, Abigail Pugh. This season, I'm switching things up and chatting with women who are making daily digital product sales so you can learn exactly what it takes to build a digital product business that makes you money every single day. I'm also so excited to have this season sponsored by Stan, the all-in-one platform I've personally used for the last 4 years to sell my digital products online. Let's dive right into the good stuff. Amy, welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you here.
Yay. Well, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, your story is one of my absolute favorites. I use so many things from your page, and I have your book, and I gave it to my sister, and I love it. So I'm just so excited to have you here. But I'd love to just jump right in and have you kind of tell us a little bit about who you are and what got you into digital products.
Absolutely. So, as Abigail said, I'm Amy with Genius Mom Hacks, and my story is part of why I started my digital products. I have 4 kids. I am a busy mom, and my last 2 that I had were twins. So I have 4 kids within 3 years. So all of my kids are within a 3-year gap. And before I even had the twins, I had the older 2. They're 18 months apart. So already a really close age gap there. And I just found myself trying to put towels away in an overstuffed linen closet and fell to the ground in a fetal position crying because the towels fell to the ground and unraveled right in front of me. All that hard work just completely wasted. With a baby on my hip, the second born was 3 months at that time. The older one was just almost 2, under 2. And I was very stressed and overwhelmed. And I felt like when I was laying on the ground, I looked up and I was able to see my home for what it was for the first time. And it was chaos. It was very stressful environment for me. And for a while, I was blaming my kids and blaming my husband. And I realized that it was the environment that we were living in. And so that started me on a whole journey of learning how to create an easy to clean home. And so when I wanted to have an identity outside of motherhood, that moment just resonated so boldly in my brain. And I really feel like God gave me that moment to hone in on. And I thought, this is the content that I think moms need in today's generation. We're so busy, busier than any other generation. We're drowning, we're stressed, and we need tools. For whatever reason, I feel like the education and handoff from mom to daughter and in school has really just lacked over the last couple generations and decades. And we don't have the tools that I think used to be taught to us. And so I created a digital product. And I thought, I actually started with a blog. If I'm being completely honest, I put all my content into over 100 blog posts.
Wow.
And then learned about digital products. And Abigail was one of the first people that came across my social media page who was teaching how to do this. And I thought, that's what I need to do. And I need to learn from her.
I love that. And I think it's so true. I feel like our generation really wasn't taught how to manage a home. And like, same thing for me. Like my dad died when I was 10. She had 4 kids. She was working full time. She eventually went back to school. Like, she didn't have time to teach us that. And her mom never taught her that really either. And we did luckily have someone like in our church that was really good at cleaning. And she would come over every Monday and teach us basically how to clean our house and how to take care of it. But I just think it's like something that it's so easy if you weren't taught it to like just let it overwhelm you so much. And something that is just so random, but something that Amy teaches is OLAD, or 1 load of laundry a day. And like, I am teaching my daughter that, and she's 5, and she'll be like, "Mom, we didn't do our load of laundry today. Like, let's get it done." And so I just love like what she teaches is so simple, but so effective. But we'll get into that a little bit more. I'd love to hear what your first digital product was that you launched.
So I actually got super lucky. The first one that I launched is still to this day my best-selling digital product.
Amazing.
I changed the name of it, but other than the name, the content that's in there is very similar. Not only did I change the name, I also had a professional editor edit it. And so in the latest release of my guide, it just flows better. I think it reads better. But The original content is there. I have added some more in the second revision, just based off of feedback,
Yeah.
because it did so well and so many grabbed it so quickly. I was able to get a lot of feedback of what you loved about it, what would you love differently about it.
Yeah.
So that product is called Genius Home Hacks, and it's how to get your home on autopilot in 7 days, and it's literally become my tagline.
Dude, I love that. It's so cool when the first one just like continues to thrive and do amazing things for you. Do you know how long it has been since a $0 day? Like, what's your streak? I know yours is pretty long.
Yeah, so it's since November of 2024.
Oh,
So,
wow.
and we're in 2026. So we're probably well over 450, 500 days at this point.
That's insane. And Amy's like one of my OG students. I think she was one of like the first one of my students to like really take off. And one thing I just love about Amy is that like she has not stopped since she started. Like she is so dedicated. And I think a lot of people who don't see the success that Amy has seen, like start one thing and then they just, if it doesn't go exactly how they think, they like try something else or they stop. And like Amy has not stopped. And I think that's such a testament to her success is that, I mean, you said, I think you found me in like 2023. That's, what is that? How many years is that now? Like 3.5 years? Like she
Yeah.
has not stopped since she did this. And not to say like she's burning herself out, but like she's consistent and she keeps doing the thing every single day, which I love so much. Okay, so your first product was super successful. It still continues to be successful, which I love. How much did you say that one was at? Do you remember the pricing for that?
So that one is $37 and it started, I think I launched it at $27, but I knew I wasn't going to stay there. I just
Mm,
wanted to get it in people's hands.
yep.
And I will say, Abigail teaches this, and I'm a big fan of it. I gave it to several friends before I
Mm,
launched it. I had
yep.
many eyes on it. I love that she teaches to build the audience while you're writing the guide, but I had already written my guide. I had already had my guide before
Mm,
I started my Instagram account. I would have loved to learn about digital product. Like I would have loved to do it in the correct way, quote unquote. But what I did do that no one told me, it has now been confirmed by how Abigail teaches, but it give it to people ahead of
mhm,
time and get upfront feedback. And so I had like 4 or 5 mom friends who are in a very season that the guide would apply to,
mm,
and I gave it to them for free. I'm like, "Give
yeah.
me your feedback." I got testimonials right out of the gate.
Yep.
And so when I launched with Abigail, I already had a product that had been seen by people, that had
Yep.
testimonials, that was vetted, and so felt more confident with that product.
Yeah.
It launched at
Absolutely.
$27, now it's $37, and I haven't changed the price. Even though I have added more into that guide, I've kept it at $37.
Yeah. I think there's really something to having a low ticket barrier to entry. So this is like the first product people get from you. She has other products now, but I would say is like the most important one to grab first. And having that be low ticket, I think is so important because it gets people into your world. It allows them to see like, how can this person help me? And then when they love it and it's amazing and it helps them, then they're like, okay, I need everything else this person has to offer. And you mentioned like giving it to people for free. I know at the beginning it can feel like, I don't want to give this away. I worked so hard on it. But at the same time, it's so valuable to have people see it and give you feedback that like your brain cannot see because you're so in it. You're like, I'm obsessed with this. I love it. I'm so in it. And then someone else can see it and be like, hey, maybe this wasn't as clear as you thought it was. Maybe can you make this more clear? And I think this is one of the reasons why this product converted so well from day one for Amy is because she wasn't afraid to be like, okay, yes, I am losing out on like what 5 or 6 sales if these people did ever buy it from me, but it's just not it. It's so worth having those testimonials when you go to launch something. So I love that. So after you launched that product, what was kind of the next thing that you went into?
Yeah, so I actually, again, something Abigail teaches is to like ask your audience. They were kept getting into my DMs asking me because I was showing. So part of a concept that I teach in my guide is about Sunday reset routine, and it's one of my routines that I love. And I show video footage of that, like in my reels of my whole family doing it together. So I didn't even purposely like try to set this up, but I teed it up very well for the next product because moms would come into my DMs and ask, how are you getting your kids to help? Like mine don't do anything in the home. Anytime I ask them to do anything, it's pushback, it's
Hmm.
argument, it's all this stuff. So I realized like, oh, moms need help understanding how to get your kids to be team players, to
Yeah.
want to contribute. I mean, kids are still going to be kids at the end of the day, and there's going to
Yeah.
be like, forms of laziness or pushback or not wanting to do it. But for the most part, it is something that I've instilled in my kids, and we
Yep.
all work together and we contribute in the home. And so that was my next guide. I was like, well, there you go. You guys want that one. And I launched that one. Um, it was a while. It was a full year after I launched Genius Home Hacks. So I let that one ride for a while. And I think that's another strategy there is to not try to go bang, 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 and
Yep.
because that can overwhelm your audience.
Yep.
Plus, I just needed time to learn what I was doing. I
Mhm.
was learning how to do reels, learn how to grow social media, learn how to connect and collaborate with other people in the community, like in the platform. So I needed a year before I thought I could do another product.
Yeah. Well, and I think you need to give a product its day in the sun. I see a lot of people like launching things like back to back to back to back all the time. And
Yeah,
that's not to say like there will be seasons where you're like, hey, this is something I just need to get out there, like get it out into the world. But also, I think this is a huge reason that your growth exploded so much is because you focused on one thing for so long and you got so good at your messaging. Like your
yeah,
messaging and who you're talking to is so clear. And I think it's because you practiced for over a year
yeah,
to get to that point. And the more you create content around a product, like the better you learn what sells it. And so by her doing that for a whole year, I feel I just like set you up for so much more success doing that. So I love that. And I still remember your messaging around this product, how it was like, stop being the Cinderella mom that does it all. And I was like, oh my God, it's so cute. I love it. And it's stuck in my brain. Obviously, like I still remember it, but a year or two later. Um, so I love that. Now, do you remember your highest sales day? So Amy sells like lower ticket, right? So
yeah,
she's got to do volume to hit the
yeah.
higher numbers. But do you remember your highest sales day? I always love seeing what people do.
Yeah, it was. And the best part was it was on my birthday of
Oh
this
my
last,
gosh.
yep, 2025. And I thought I was actually going to beat that number again in December of 2025 because I had a really high day. Um, but it was $8,900.
Oh
I
my
I
gosh.
still am so wanting to hit a $10,000 day, but I haven't done that yet. That is definitely a goal of mine. I did do a birthday sale. I was celebrating my birthday in Disney World at
Oh,
Magic Kingdom, and I decided to do a 24-hour birthday flash sale. And people
I
were
love that.
really hot on the take on that one and celebrating my birthday.
Oh, that's so fun. I love that so much. That's crazy. I'm like surprised you haven't hit a $10,000 day. You just crush it.
I
But
know.
I feel like you consistently hit almost
Yep.
$10,000. Like you have a lot of those. So I mean, like
Yeah.
that to me is more sustainable than like one $10,000 day a month and then like $5 another day. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I'll hit like 6 and 7,000 in a regular month on a day. Like a weekends produce really good. So yeah, I know. And every
it's
time I'm like, "Come
crazy.
on, let's do it." But it's always seems to be like
Oh
not
my
there.
gosh, that's awesome. Well, a good problem to have, I'd say.
Yeah.
What would you say leads to the most conversions for you? Like, what is it that you're doing every single day to make these sales every single day?
So it's really the very similar type of reel. It's a reel or a carousel, but it's a storytelling
Yeah,
prompt. Abigail does a great job teaching this concept of storytelling. And I learned it really quickly because I started with Abigail, and it's how you coach and how you teach reels in general on
yeah,
selling digital products online. And I think once you master that,
yep,
one, I feel social media is so much easier. I see the comments where people are really struggling and getting visibility, and I think it's the sales psychology and the
Mm.
storytelling that they're lacking in speaking
Yep.
to your direct audience. Like those three things are the pillars
Yes.
to a good reel. If you can tell a story, use sales psychology, and talk to your exact audience, and you know who that audience is, the algorithm does its thing and it
Yep.
sends it to those people really well.
I love that.
So
And I feel
that's the
like also
spark.
you don't like you're not a slave to the algorithm. Like Amy is so good at like some of her reels will pop the hell off. Like crazy. And others will just be like, you know,
Oh yeah.
50 likes and 10 comments. And she never lets it get to her. Like she continuously will post things and keep going. And I think that's one of the things I just love about her content is that like she's not afraid to number one, repeat content ideas that I think that people like repeat it and they're like, oh, it didn't perform as well this first time or the second time. I'm like, I don't care. Like, repeat it. It's a good concept. Not every reel is going to take off, and that is okay. Like, I promise you, it's okay. And I'm seeing creators who have like a million followers and they have one
Yeah.
reel get like 50,000 likes and another get 20. I'm like, and I'm
Yeah.
not joking. Like, you have to let go of this attachment to like every post needs to perform well. Like, I'm still making daily sales and I have some posts that like do awful and some that do great. And honestly, sometimes the ones that don't perform as well, like I make more sales from them because they are like a different type of post, not meant for the masses. Um, but I love that. I think leaning into your story and sales psychology are two things that so many people miss. And I will say both of those are taught inside of my community
Yeah.
because I love them. And I think it's like tried and true. It's not something that we're just like guessing on. And like when I asked Amy at the beginning of this, like to tell us about her story, she knew exactly what to say. Like you have to be so confident in your journey and your story and how to tell that to people so that they can see themselves in your story. And I think so many moms, like I don't have twins, but I get overwhelmed with my kids. Well, not with my kids. I get overwhelmed like with my home when I have kids and there's like a bajillion things to do. And so I super relate to Amy on that, right? It's not necessarily about like relating to their exact story. It's relating to like how they felt in those moments. And even as Amy was describing, like you put something away and it was like a small thing, like a towel falling should not make you fall to the ground in the fetal position. Like that's clearly telling you that like something is not right. And I've had same thing happen to me where I'm like, I spill like the slightest amount of salt on the counter and I'm like,
Oh.
oh my God, I'm gonna lose my mind. My husband's like, "It's okay, we'll clean it up." I'm like, "No, this was just like the tipping point." Like, and it makes me realize like I need to get my systems back in check. But I love
Yeah.
that. I just you have to know kind of your story and how to pull that into your content because that's what differentiates you from people. And especially now with like all this AI and all these like creepy AI creators out there,
So weird.
so weird. Just your story is really going to be the thing that helps you stand out. Now, I'd love to kind of hear how you handle the days. Like, I know you have some days that are like crazy off the charts, but I'm sure there are some days that are not off the charts, right? And like, I always tell people that's normal. There's going to be ebbs and flows based on your content, but like, how do you stay in the mindset of like, I'm still crushing it on the lower sales days?
Yeah. So it's so true. And definitely, it doesn't matter the size of your account, especially in today's algorithm and how it is processed and ran. Like you can have an account that has 2 million followers and their reels are getting 5,000 views. And then you can have a small creator who's just blowing up
Yep.
with reels and views. So to know that it's not tied to your worth, it's not tied
Mm,
to how well you are putting your content out there. I look at my content as like a binge-worthy TV show.
mm,
So I want different types of content in my if you were to go to my page and just binge my page, I do not want the same reel
yeah.
repeated 10 times in a row. I don't want the same format repeated 10
Yep.
times in a row. I don't want the same image of me repeated 10 times in a row. So that's going to create ebbs and flows because, like you
Yep.
said, some just perform better. And I know what those are, but I don't also want to overdo them because
Yep.
then it just feels not like a story that I can sit and watch.
Mm,
Someone would come to my page and they would watch two reels and then they would leave because it felt too much of the same content.
yeah.
So I try to change it up. Now, I need to get better at doing talking head reels, but I do lives and I do go, um, I am in my stories where I'm talking. So, and I have highlight bubbles too of me talking. So I understand that if they were to touch every aspect of my page, they would get a good version of who I
Mm.
am. And that's
Yeah.
what I want. So I
Yeah.
lean into that. Like my page is my storefront. If you were
Yep.
to come into a physical brick and mortar store, what kind of vibe would you want them to
Yep.
have? Would you have someone there greeting them right when they walked in? Would you ask them what they need help with?
Yep.
That's what I want my storefront and my page to feel like. So I take that in. I know that some days are going to be higher and some days are going to be
Mhm.
lower. I think it really helps also just to have experience. It's really hard in the beginning. I got super lucky because I did blow up pretty quickly. So I could see how frustrating that would feel if you didn't have the turnover quickly because it can feel a little discouraging, but you have
Yeah.
to know it's a long game
Yep.
and you're here for the long ride. And Abigail mentioned it before, consistency. You just have
Yeah.
to know that you just have to show up even if the day is great or the day is low. Like
Yep.
you're here to serve and really believe in your product and know that you're
Yeah.
here to serve and that your product makes a difference in people's lives.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I want every mom in the whole world to have my guide. I'm that confident. I believe in it that much.
Yeah.
I have the testimonies. I know a lot of creators do this. They take the testimonies and they put them in a photo folder on their phone so they can look through them on days that feel a little more
Yeah.
challenging to give you the motivation to know that what you're doing makes a difference. And
Yeah.
those kind of things do get you through the days that are just not as glamorous because it's
Yep.
a business. And just to remind yourself, it's a business. Like
Yes.
everyone out there crushing it in the 8 to 5 world, they're not having high days every day
Yeah.
either.
No, absolutely. And one thing you said is you want to do more talking head, but one thing that Amy has really done as well, which I feel like just like falls perfectly in line with what she teaches, like efficiency, is she does a lot of low lift content,
Yeah,
right? Because when your messaging and the words that you're writing on your content, when that works, when that is clear, when that activates people to buy from you, you don't have to do the bells and whistles if you don't want to. Like I'm the same way. I am very low lift. I do a lot of B-roll with powerful words and a powerful caption. And like she said too, like I will show up in my stories and talk sometimes too, but like I don't always have capacity for that. And Amy is like the perfect example of growing an account without necessarily having to like do talking head videos all the time because it's hard. Those take a lot of time. You
yeah,
have to really be in the headspace for them. Like some people, when people ask me like what's the best thing, and I'm like it's literally how you show up in it. Like I cannot do a talking head video if I'm majorly sleep deprived. Right now I'm always sleep deprived because I have a newborn, but like when I'm major, like if I had a night where I'm like I only got 2 hours last night, there's no way I would record a talking head reel because I wouldn't have the energy to like bring what I need to that. Whereas with a B-roll video, I can easily do one of those, easily come up with text for the top that I know will activate people to either follow or buy or connect with me. And like, it's just low lift is not bad. And I see a lot of people saying like B-roll is dead. And I'm like, oh my God, no, it's not.
no, it's
B-roll
not.
that has crappy messaging is dead. Like, yes,
Yeah.
that is. But if you know your messaging, if you know who you're talking to, which comes with time, something else you also said is that you got lucky. I absolutely do not think you got lucky. I think you worked your tail off and you never stopped. You're probably the creator that I see the most content on my feed from. Like,
Yeah,
because she's posting every single day. And I think a lot of people are like, I want to do this, but I don't want to post every day. I'm like, that is your job when you have a
yeah,
digital product is to post every day. And if you do it correctly, it doesn't have to take more than 30 minutes. Like, yes, there's going to be some pieces of content. Like if you're creating your My Story highlight or you're, creating a reel that you're going to pin and it's your story. Yes, that might take you a little bit longer, but that's like an investment in, like Amy said, your storefront. That's an investment that is worth making, but not something you're going to be doing every day. But like in my messaging, I never talk about like not having to post or show up and sell every single day because that's unrealistic if you sell low ticket digital products, but it doesn't have to be something that you are taking a ton of time. Like, what would you say now, which granted, Amy is what, 3 years into this? She knows what she's doing. She's a very efficient human being. We all love
yeah.
that about her. How long would you say it takes you to post now?
I do 3 reels a day and I can do it in under 30 minutes.
Boom, right? Like most people would hear 3 reels a day and be like, oh my God, I could never. And the reason she can is because she knows how to do it. She knows her messaging, she knows who she's talking to, and she knows what converts well. So,
Not only have I done batched reels as far as like the video, so I have a folder on my phone that is all it literally says edited, ready to go B-roll. It's like, and there's, I mean, probably 50 of them that I can pull from right away. And then on my notes, I have a notes that says top performing hooks and caption. And they're all just, and I have probably 40 of those, if not more. So on a day where I'm not feeling it and I'm not creative, because that will ebb and flow as well. And another thing that Abigail talks about, if you're a woman, is your cycle and how you have different creative juices within your month. And it's
yep,
spot on. Like it cannot be more accurate.
it's
So
wild.
it's so wild, and you have to know that, like, if you're gonna fight it, then it's gonna feel very hard,
Yep,
or you just lean into it. So on the days that I'm not creative, I'm not telling myself, "Oh, I'm never gonna be creative again. I suck at this business." No, I just know, "Okay, I'm gonna go for the next few days. I just don't have any creative juices." Like, none. It's 0.
yep,
It goes from, like, 100 to 0 overnight.
yep,
So I just lean into all of my best performing hooks and B-rolls, and I just rely on those for the next few days, and no one notices and no
yeah,
one cares.
no,
It's
literally.
repeated content, but that's okay. And then
Yeah.
I come through out of it and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I have so many ideas." And so then I
Yes.
lean into all those new ideas and I try trial reels and I try different hooks with them. And in fact, I just got out of a really creative cycle and I created like 4 or 5 new hooks that I'd never used before. One of them did 1.9 million, another one did
Dang.
600,000, and I was like, "Okay, cool." So I came out of that trying a few new hooks, and now I have some that I'll repeat again because they did well.
I love it. It's so systemized. I love that about you. It goes into perfectly for what you teach. I love it so much. Okay, what platform are you using to sell your digital products?
So I am on Stan, which is the easiest platform. I also have Thrivecart, so I'm a really good person to be able to talk to both platforms. There's multiple payment process platforms out
Yeah,
there. There's pros and cons to both. I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie. I'm a very honest and transparent person.
yeah,
Thrivecart allows you to do more upselling, and on a low digital offer, you need that. Like I
yep,
need bump offers and
yep,
upsell offers so that instead of it being a $37 checkout, it's a $97 checkout, and
yeah.
that makes a big difference. I have gone back and forth over the 3 years using both. The reason why I always go back to Stan, and I'm not even trying to plug them, and I know that Abigail is a huge Stan fan. I'm a Stan fan too. It's because like I like to make tweaks and changes, not only in my sales page, but I like to play around with, well, I'm going to try this upsell and see if this converts more.
Yep,
And Stan makes that so easy to play
literally.
around with. Unlike Thrivecart, it's very cumbersome. You can literally take
Yeah,
down your entire payment processing sales page in a wrong click. And
yeah,
I've done that and I've had to outsource it before because it's complicated,
yep,
but it is more flashier, the pages are prettier, and you can get more of an upsell, um, more upsells than you can with Stan. But I still consider myself a new content creator, which is crazy because I know I'm on my 3rd year. Like I just started my 3rd year in
yeah.
business. I've done 2 full years in business
Wow.
and I'm 3 months into my 3rd year and I still feel new. And so I still want to make changes and try
Yeah,
things out and see if this performs better. And I'm a
yeah,
big analytics person, so I rely heavily on conversion rates. And
yep,
I can see that better in Stan than I
yeah.
can in some other platforms.
Yeah, I think Stan to me is the best place for beginners to start. Like
So good.
I still use it to this day and I'm what like how many years? 10, 4 almost 4 years in June. I think it'll be 4 years on this journey and I'm still with Stan. I love them. They are working really hard at like building it to be for not just beginners but also having features for people that are farther into business, which I just love that about them, but I think from a beginner standpoint, it is the only platform that you could literally sign up, create a store, create a product in under an hour if you know what you're doing. Like they have so many templates and just like videos teaching you how to do things. I'm obsessed with Stan. I think I just love them. I
Yeah.
love For me, in the beginning, the tech side and the like taking payments from people scared me. Like I like lost sleep over it. I was like, what if I do this wrong? What if I mess up? And Stan makes it so easy not
Yeah.
to feel overwhelmed with that, which I'm just so grateful for because I don't know that I would have started had I not felt that like level of relief when I realized
Yeah.
how easy kind of Stan makes it for me.
And I didn't start with Stan. I actually when I had ThriveCart first because I
Oh wow.
paid ThriveCart, you pay one payment up front,
Yeah.
but then it's good for life versus
Yeah.
like a monthly payment. And I had just found Thrive first. I didn't know about Stan
Yeah.
because again, I didn't know about it until I found you. And then I switched after 6 months. I switched over to Stan because I was like, ThriveCart was killing me.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh
It's
my gosh, this is so much easier.
yes, literally. Do you remember your first sale on Stan?
Yeah, it was in July. It was literally I said
Oh,
I went so for my first sale was with ThriveCard obviously in
yep.
March. I started with you in January. January 8th was your live reels class.
Oh.
One of my reels went viral on my husband's birthday in March. And then in July I switched to Stan and I kid you not, I switched it and within an hour I got a sale on Stan.
Dang, that's
Uh,
wild. I think I remember you messaging me that, like, telling
I
me,
was
like,
like,
"Hey, I switched and this happened." I actually bought ThriveCart too. They have, like, a lifetime deal where you buy it once and you get it forever, and
yeah,
I literally tried to set it up so many times and just felt like, "I can't do this." Like, it's so
yeah,
discouraging. It takes so much time and effort that, like,
yep,
I didn't know how to do it. They don't have I just like, the resources to make it good were just so overwhelming to me, so
yeah. I had to
I
hire a
just
contractor. Like now,
yeah,
I'll send you my ThriveCart sales page. It's beautiful, but it required a contractor, you guys.
yeah,
Like, but I mean,
yeah,
that's why it's not feasible to start with ThriveCart because
yeah,
Stan is so affordable. You don't need a contractor. You can start
yep,
right out of the gate within an hour. You use one of their templates. Your storefront looks great. Your sales page looks really decent.
yeah,
ThriveCart my sales page, I'm not gonna lie, it looks way prettier and it has
yeah,
more bells and whistles, but it took a contractor. So
yeah,
you need money in your business to be able to
yeah.
afford that.
And that doesn't always convert, like, prettier doesn't always convert. I find that my most boring, like, visual sales pages obviously, you still have to, like, break them up properly. It can't just be, like, a clump of text, but I find the ones that are, like, to the point, not all these, like, 800 scrolls to get to anything, like, they
Yeah.
perform so much better than ones that are, like, super fancy, and I love that. I mean, it makes my life a million times easier.
One of the things and I should put this into a request with Stan, and I know you said they're gonna build out more sophisticated sales pages. I wish that we could do buttons within the sales page
Mhm.
to
Yep.
jump to the payment processing. I swear they better have that
Yeah.
coming because it to me, that seems like a 101.
I'll put a
Um
good word in.
Yeah, I know. I always the people who I know who are really in with, Stan, I'm always like, "I got a couple suggestions for you."
I love that. I just love Stan so much. I'm like sound like a broken record. Okay, so I know you're making daily sales, obviously, but have you started using affiliate links? So having affiliate links for your products so that when people buy it, they can then recommend it to their friends and get essentially a cut of your sale?
That is such a good question and so, like, on point because I did. I went, heavy pushing my guide as an affiliate at the end of last year, and I kid you not, I have some of my affiliates making hundreds of dollars a month. Some actually
Good.
made that in a week. I paid out an affiliate the other week who made $198 in 7 days.
Dang. Oh my
Um,
gosh.
yes, I love it. I love it. I am so glad that I leaned into that, and some people were asking me, because they have grown a platform or they have friends asking them, and
Yeah.
it gives them an opportunity. I pay out my affiliates at 50%, and even though it's a low ticket
Wow.
guide, they're still seeing value in that.
Yeah.
And, these moms are just so thankful that I'm offering my product as an affiliate. And it just is exposure, to moms that I may have never been able to reach
Yeah.
before. So it's been a really
Absolutely.
cool experience. And I hope to lean more into that in 2026.
Yeah, affiliates, having an affiliate program or link, which you can do all of this in Stan. I love that about Stan. You can do that. Is so beneficial because when you have someone talking about your product in front of their audience, it is basically like a borrowed, trusted audience. And it is so underutilized, in my opinion. because a lot of people I think just don't know they can do it in Stan, but it's just such a great way to, like she said, get in front of people that she never would have had the opportunity. And the trust is already there because someone else is talking about it. Like there's a level of trust when you read a testimonial or when you see somebody else offer or somebody else talking about something that you're like, oh, well, I trust this person, so I can trust their recommendation. So I'm going to buy this product. And I just think it's like such a powerful thing to do. And 50%, that's amazing. Like people can actually earn really good money talking about your product. And I feel like you have such a good niche for being like having affiliate offers because so many moms that maybe sell or do something else, they don't want to create this, but they want people to have the transformation that they have. And it just like works so cohesively into that. So, yes, I did my research and I saw you talking about that once. And then I dove in and I was like, this is so cool. I love this. I got to talk about it because, like I said, I don't think a lot of people are doing it. So, when you sign up for Stan, definitely consider having an affiliate program. Now, how are you encouraging people to share it as an affiliate link?
Yeah, so I do it in different ways. On the back end in my email sequence, I have a welcome sequence after they buy my guide. I talk about the opportunity there. And then I have plugged it a couple times in my stories. I don't talk about it in my reels at all. I wait for
Yeah.
people to like, your stories are the people who are really into you.
Yeah, absolutely.
They love you. And then I actually talk about it in my DM. So if someone is giving me a testimonial, a lot of people will give it to me in my DMs and they'll just talk about how much they love my product and how it's changed their lives and how they told a stranger on the street or their sister. And I'd be like, hey, I mean, I'm not saying you have to do this, but if you love my product so much, which I'm so thankful you do, I love it too. If you want to talk about it, I have a way for you to make money. And in this economy, who wouldn't love
Yeah,
an extra 20 bucks talking about a product
literally.
that you did nothing for? I sent you, and it, to sign up is free. So,
Yeah.
like, that's kind of how I've been talking about it, and it's going well. I have over 100 affiliates at this point.
Wow.
So,
That's amazing. Well,
but I have
this is
like
your
10 who
sign.
are really selling. Like 10
Yeah.
are doing really well and the others, hopefully in time they'll do something about it, but
Yeah. I love that. So if you guys didn't already need a kick in the butt to go create affiliate links for your products, let this be your kick in the butt.
I'm a fan.
Okay, I would love for you to share kind of one of your hooks that does well every single time so that we can kind of allow people to put their own twist on that. Because, like, you have it on lock, the ones that perform really well. So I think it'd be really fun if you could share one, and then I can kind of walk people through how they would put their story into that.
Yeah. So this is actually, let's share one of Abigail's first because we've got to highlight Abigail. Not all of Abigail's have gone viral, but this one definitely did. There's been a few that I have done that have done really well as well. But I've learned from you. So anything that I did that has gone well, it's because I have the foundation mastered. Okay, so this one, and we've talked about this one before. To the moms who know, waking up before your kids, OLAD, one load a day, daily robot vacuum, game-changing mom hacks, having routines, and a functional spaces will solve 90% of their stress problems. Welcome to my account. And the audio on this was top notch too.
Oh my god, it was so good.
And this one did 6.1 million, but the best part wasn't even the it was the analytics. I'm trying to see what my analytics were for this one because I gained over 100,000 followers on this one reel.
Oh my gosh. You guys, while she's looking for
Yeah.
that, the reason this type of reel performs so well is because it calls out your ideal customer so quickly and it's specific. Like she is not being broad and saying like to the moms who take care of their
Mhm.
home every day. No, like she got specific, like to the moms that are doing these specific things, like welcome to my page, because a lot of these moms are going to see themselves in one part of that reel and then be like, oh, I want the rest of this, right? Like I'm sure there are a lot of moms who like don't do one thing that she said, but do another. And they're like, oh, shoot, I need more of this. But it just calls out the ideal customer and the ideal follower like so specifically, which I love that real prompt. That's a real prompt from my community, I will say. Thank you for plugging me.
Yeah, no problem. That one got 107,462 followers.
Oh my, so like one third of your following almost. That
Yeah,
is insane. And I will say, you guys, that is super common for your page to have like maybe 5 to 10 reels that have done the most growth. And then
yeah,
everything else is like very steady and not obviously 100,000 followers from one thing. But
yeah.
that's super common with a lot of my students. And I will say, like, I think that is more sustainable than like constantly trying to go viral, because even if you do go viral, doesn't mean you're going to gain a ton of followers. Like there are some things that take off that like a ton of people watch, but it's maybe like the wrong side of the algorithm. But I love that. Like she doesn't have every reel gaining her 100,000 followers. That's not
No,
happening.
no.
Especially not for people like selling something. It's different if you're like a creator that does entertainment based. That's totally
Yeah,
different. But oh my gosh, I love that so much. I will link to Amy, you got to send me that one and I'll link to it for you guys in the show notes so you can go see it. It's so fascinating to like see a reel, see it take off, and also see the followers like match how many people viewed it. Cause I feel like sometimes people have like, 1.5 million people saw it and then they get like 100 followers. And like that doesn't really line up with it hitting the right people in the algorithm. So,
yeah. And what I do, which again, I mean, you speak to this, is I soft sell in every one of my reels. So I'm
yep,
not a hard seller. So, and what I do, what that means to me, and how I interpret that is, I'll have a catchy hook that will speak to my direct audience that will
yep,
put them into the caption. And then in the caption, I leverage every ounce I can in that caption to pour into them
yep,
tips on part of my strategy, part of my story. I continue my storytelling in that caption. And then at the very end, I'll do a soft call to action, which will
yep.
be my keyword to drive them to my sales page. Um, but it's a very soft. It's not like, you know, sometimes I will say you can grab my guide but I usually just say, if you want
Hmm.
to learn more, comment this or, something like that. So
Yeah,
super soft.
absolutely. I love soft selling. It's like my favorite thing to do ever. And when you do it
Yeah.
every day, it works because every day people are being exposed to you, your story, what you have to offer, and then the opportunity to comment this word and grab that product from them. So, okay, you mentioned earlier that obviously you're like crushing it with the daily sales. I love it. And I know you're in my rich girl community. What do you find to be like the most helpful in the community for helping you make daily sales? I know the way I've built out my rich girl community is that there are definitely like different sections to it, right? Like there's resources where you can watch trainings, there's prompts, there's a community like page where you can ask questions, there's a Q&A. But I find that a lot of people, there's like one or two aspects that they really see results from. So I'd love to kind of know what those aspects are for you.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely the prompts. Hands down, it's why I will always stay in your community because I have low ticket and I do high volume. I do 3 reels a day. I need as many hook ideas and prompt ideas as I can possibly be given. So, just because I want my content to feel different and feel like you can binge it, so I
Yeah.
want different types of prompts. But at the end of the day, I mean, majority of my prompts are saying a very similar thing, just
Yeah.
said 7
Differently.
different ways, but it's the same concept at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm solving one problem. I'm helping you get efficient in your homes
Yep.
and remove the stress that is caused by your home.
Yep.
So I love your community and it's what drew me in originally because the first product I bought from you was your Rich Girl Reels live course that you don't offer anymore
Well,
because
it's
it's
in the
in the
community now.
community.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the
Woohoo!
community. So obviously, like, yeah, I just, moved over there and now I'm there daily. I mean, I do love that you bring in speakers. I love the trainings. I would say that would be really, really helpful for, even though I said I still feel new, I don't need as many
Yeah.
trainings as I did at the beginning. You kind of start to have a better foundation
Yeah.
the
You
longer you're
trust
in.
yourself more too. The longer you're
Yeah,
in business, the longer you're like, okay, maybe I need a specific problem solved. I'm going to pay to get that solved, but I trust myself on other things. And I love that.
yeah. And then what was the other thing that you have that the weekly Q&A, which I have hopped on a few times. I think that would be really helpful for anyone who is starting out because you do have
Yeah.
a lot of questions and you just
Yeah.
are, need answers at the beginning.
Yeah, I love it. I have 2 girls right now that are pre-selling, and it's been so fun. They, like, come to every live to get their questions answered. They ask them inside of the community as well, and it's just, like, I love being able to support people live, not like, "Oh, in 3 weeks when we have a one-on-one," which I don't do one-on-ones very often anymore, but I just love having that, like, live aspect of support for people. Before we end our call, I would love to kind of just hear from you what digital products have done for your life. Like, what's something that 2 or 3 years ago felt impossible for you that now, because of the business that you have worked for, is possible for you and your family?
So yeah, knowing your why you want to start a business is very important. And for me, my why not only was it identity outside of motherhood. So if you read my book, you'll see I lean into that a lot. After having the twins, I became a stay at home mom because I had 4 kids, 3 and under. There went my career, and I felt that way. Like it really.
Huh.
Um, a little bit of resentment grew because I felt like I did give up my career, and so the pandemic didn't help, I'm not gonna lie, and so I went to my husband and I was like, "I want an identity outside of being a mom." I love being
Yeah.
a mom. There's
Yeah.
obviously, I built a whole platform on being a
Yeah.
mom, but I needed something outside of being a
Mhm.
mom. I wanted that identity, and it was gonna feel really impossible to go get an 8 to 5 or a 9 to 5 or anything outside of these 4 walls, if I'm being
Yeah.
really honest, because I have 4 kids and my husband was and is the breadwinner. He does very well for himself in the career that he has built. So, um, God gave me this idea. I was in the shower and I was like, "That's it. That's it." And
Oh
I
my
ran with
gosh.
it, and I think it's been blessed. And I'm just very thankful for that. And the other thing was vacation. I wanted
Yeah.
to travel to Europe. I wanted to travel bigger with family, but we have a large family. And even though
Yeah.
my husband does well, look outside. The economy's rough.
Literally.
Literally. So it's been the biggest and best blessing. We've taken vacations that just would have looked very differently in the
Yeah.
last few years. My husband and I are going to Europe. We've already booked our trip to Paris
Yay!
and Spain, France and
Oh my
Spain this
gosh.
September. And I just remind him every time we're booking a vacation, I'm like, this is because of the business that I built. And it's really exciting to see that hard work and the fruition come full circle. So yeah.
I love that so much. Okay, Amy, let us know where people can find you and what product they should start with first. I'm pretty sure it's the one we mentioned earlier, but I'd love to know. Just let them know where they can find you. I feel like so much of my audience is moms, and I love people sending people your way. Like I said, I she has a book now too. She's like a #1 bestseller on Amazon. I sent it to my sister. I love it. It's super helpful. I'm like someone that likes having like a physical book.
Yeah.
So I love having your book when I'm like stressed and I can like pick one thing to apply to my life. So let them know where we can find you. Obviously, I will link all of this down below for you guys, but just want to hear it from you.
Yes, that would be great. Genius Mom Hacks. I'm on all platforms actually, but started on Instagram. That's my biggest account. And I did write a book, so that's available on Amazon. And then I would start with Genius Home Hacks. That is the guide that we talked about already, and it'll give you opportunities after you finish Genius Home Hacks. If you want to get some of my other guides, like Teamwork is Light Work, if you want to learn how to fold your kids in to be team players. But I am just a motherhood account helping moms, and I am very passionate that moms start to love their homes and have their homes feel like they're their sanctuary, and so they can enjoy motherhood more. So I'd love to see you over on my side.
I love that. Thank you guys so much for being here. And just as a quick reminder for everyone listening, don't forget that if you have not started using Stan or you haven't switched to Stan yet, which I am a huge advocate for them, clearly, you'll get an exclusive 30-day free trial of Stan instead of their usual 14 by listening to this podcast. So that will be in the show notes for you below. 30 days is absolutely a doable amount of time to create and launch a digital product. So definitely take advantage of that. And thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next week.